Hello, this is an EP-133 K.O sample composer from Teenage Engineering, and today we're going to make a beat from scratch. Let's begin by selecting one of the 9 projects by holding main and the project number simultaneously until it loads. There are 4 groups of 12 pads. Each pad is loaded with a mono or stereo sample. Groups are a good way to organize your samples, but you can arrange them however you like. Let's quickly check the project before we start putting our beat together. This one's blank, but the samples are ready to go. The timing menu shows that we're quantizing to 16th notes. To set the pace, we can hold the tempo button and type in the BPM we want. Then we can switch back to main to start sequencing. Hold record and press a pad to add it to your sequence, using the plus and minus keys to navigate through the timeline. Once you're done, hit play to hear it back. Let's add some more sounds to our drum pattern. When navigating through your pattern, you're going to hear the triggers you've placed already. This helps you to locate exactly where you are in the pattern. As well as step sequencing, we can also live record by holding record and tapping in the notes as the pattern plays. This will quantize to the settings that we looked at earlier. If we go back to the timing menu, we can change the subdivision and the swing quantization. These settings also apply to the re-trigger function. Hold the timing button and a sample pad to re-trigger it. I'm going to adjust this with less swing and put it back to 16th notes. When we record this time, we're going to give ourselves a count-in, so I'll turn up the metronome, tap record to arm, and tap play to count in. As I'm recording this hi-hat, I'm using pressure to change the velocity of the sample. Then let's overdub some open hi-hat. Okay, so now we have drums, let's add some bass. I like this sound, but I want to change the trigger behavior. We can do this by going into the sound menu, then hold shift to access the edit menu. Here I can see it's set to legato, but I'm going to change that to 1 shot. When recording is armed, pressing plus will add another bar to your pattern, allowing you to record a longer sequence. I've changed my mind about this bass line, so I'm going to delete it. Hold erase and the pad for the pattern that you want to delete until it says DEL on screen. I'll add 2 more bars for good measure and start recording again. It's also worth mentioning the patterns are individual per group, which means that the pattern length of the bass line doesn't affect the pattern length of the drums. And you can store up to 99 patterns per group. Alright, so now we have bass and drums, let's look at the output stage. Hold shift and press output to control the amount of compression and saturation applied to your overall mix. The 2 controls are drive and speed. Alright, so now we're happy with those settings and these patterns, let's commit them to a scene. To do this, hold shift and press commit. This saves the pattern combination and allows us to move on. When working with melodic samples, you can press keys to change the sample pads into a keyboard for one sound. I also want to add some effects to this, so if I hold fader and press effects and turn up the fader, it's going to send the sound to the main effect, which in this case is a delay. Okay, so now that's in, I'm going to press the effects button and edit the effect. Cool, now I'm going to add another sound which is sharing a group with the chords, so you can hear it's also getting sent to that delay. Cool, now we've got that captured, let's commit the scene so that we can move on. I'm going to use this scene to drop out the kick, so we'll go to the drum group, hold erase, and the pad. As you hold erase in the pad, it acts like an erase head and removes the steps from the sequence. The great thing about scenes is that you can move between them seamlessly. Once we're done messing with these patterns, we know that we can always move back to the previous scene. So when you're ready, hold main and press plus or minus to change scene. Let's add some punch-in effects. Hold the effects button and press the pads to add punch-in effects momentarily. You can be more expressive with your punch-in effects by using pressure on the pads to change the parameters. And you can use more than one punch-in effect at the same time. To enter sampling mode, press the sample button. You can sample using the built-in mic or the line input, but in this case we'll use the built-in mic. We'll set the recording level with the orange encoder and the threshold with the black encoder. Then select a pad and hold it down to start sampling.
Woo! Woo!
Now that we've grabbed some samples, let's edit them in the Sound Edit menu, starting with amplitude and pitch. Next, we'll trim the sample's start point and end point. In the envelope menu, we can adjust the attack and release time. And then we'll go through and edit the rest of our sounds that we captured just now. And then let's add them to our beat. Okay, now we have our sample layer, let's check out more of the send effects and what they can do. So that's a quick example of how all the send effects sound. I'm still really in love with the delay, so I'll set it back up for this pattern. And that's pretty much it for this introduction to making beats on the EP-133 K.O from Teenage Engineering. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth tutorials and other videos coming soon. And for further information, visit teenage.engineering. Thanks for watching.